would do a little Q&A while I'm winding down for bed. I feel like I haven't done a Q&A in a while, and I haven't done like a sit down talking video in a while. I made myself a green tea as usual at the moment. I don't know what it is about green tea. It's just got me in a chokehold. With a bit of honey, it's so good. Okay, the first question I got is, what's your favourite film? And I always find this one really hard to answer normally because I feel like I don't really have like a favourite film, or I never feel like I have an answer for this. But the other day, me and my friend Will were talking while I was driving, and we were talking about Before I Fall, and I forgot how much I absolutely love that film. So I'd actually say Before I Fall is one of my favourite films. I feel like I really need to start Letterboxd, because I always forget what films I've watched and enjoyed. I really enjoyed Juno. I really like that film. I really like The Perks of Being a Wallflower. I also really like Duff. I know it's a really random one, but I really like the film Duff. But yeah, off the bat I would probably say Before I Fall is my favourite film. Just because it has been for years. Okay, someone asked, advice for a first year uni student, socially and academically, etc. I don't know if I can help you with either of those. I'm joking. This year I've definitely made a lot more progress socially and academically, to be honest. First year was a bit rough for me, kind of adjusting to uni life and living away from home. I nearly failed first year. I don't know if I've said that on YouTube, but I very, very nearly failed first year of uni. So my advice academically is to just do things as early as you can. Uni can be very overwhelming at the start with workload and things, but ask questions to your lecturers, get involved, get to know your course mates, and just be on top of work as soon as the term starts, even in first year. I know everyone says first year doesn't matter, which it doesn't to a certain point, because it doesn't go towards your final, well, in the UK anyway, it doesn't go towards your final grade, like at the end when you graduate. But if you don't pass first year, you can't get into second year, which is something I didn't think about when I was in first year. I just thought first year doesn't matter, let me just be a silly little fresher. It matters. Pass first year. You need to pass first year. So yeah, for the academic side, I would just say try and keep up as best as you can, and do things as early as you can. When it comes to socially, I would definitely say join a society, and I know everyone says that, and I ignored that first year. I didn't join a society, and now this year I've joined cheer, and it's honestly the best decision I ever made. You get to meet so many more people, and uni opens up massively when you join a society. Because obviously you can only meet so many people in uni, especially in first year. You can meet your flatmates and their friends, and your course mates and their friends. But when you join a society, you meet pretty much like everyone on your year and year above and year below you in uni, and it's great. It's such a good way to meet all different types of people. So cheer has probably been the best thing for me this year. I would also say yes to things. Not everything. You do need like a bit of a balance with uni. I definitely don't say yes to everything socially, which I wish I did more, but I definitely don't, because you do need your time to relax. But if you can say yes to more things than you usually would, I feel like you'll have a much better time. Someone asked, what has been your favourite part of uni so far, and what have you found most worthwhile about it? I'm going to talk about cheer again, but probably cheer and my friends I've made there. Joining this cheer society has really brought back my love for the sport of cheer in general. As some of you may know, I did competitive cheerleading from when I was 11 or 12 till I was 17, till I started my A-levels, and then I quit. And towards the end, I did kind of lose my love for cheer. I was specifically good at tumbling for a while there, not anymore. Anyway, yeah, I was really like defeated about cheer. I didn't think I ever wanted to do it again. But then I saw the cheer society, and I started kind of getting like FOMO, being like, I could do this, like I could so be in the cheer society and compete again. So that's what I did, and honestly it's been the most worthwhile thing I've ever done at uni. Obviously the degree itself is good as well. I mean, I really enjoy my degree, and I love all my course mates and the friends I've made through there, but I don't think I would enjoy uni as much as I do if I hadn't joined a society. Someone asked what's my favourite tea. I'm always going to be a die-hard Yorkshire tea fan and a Yorkshire tea girl. British tea will always be number one, no matter what. But recently it's been green tea, as I've talked about millions of times in my past couple of videos. I just love all tea, I think I just love the taste of any tea. But tea with milk and 2 sugars, you're never gonna beat. Someone said, any advice for A-levels? Oh my god, it's that season again, isn't it? It honestly felt like I did my A-levels yesterday. It's crazy how 2 years has flown by the quickest ever. I think that's the quickest 2 years I've ever lived. I think the best thing to think about when you're doing your A-levels is your grade doesn't determine your worth as a person, if that makes sense. Obviously, if you need the grades to get into uni or whatever you want to do next, try your absolute hardest, but at the end of the day, you can only do as well as you can. That's what I truly believe. Like, I was never going to get 3 A's. I was never going to get 3 A's at A-level, but I got what I needed to, and I am where I am now because of it. So I feel like everything happens for a reason. But try not to stress yourself out too much about A-levels because they come and go. I can't even remember them now, and it was 2 years ago. But obviously I know when you're in it, it feels completely different. I would just say prepare as much as you can. Don't stress yourself out about what other people are doing. I always used to compare how much other people were revising compared to me, but everyone's different, everyone's got a different brain. Everyone needs to revise different amounts of time, and that's fine. Revise exactly how much you think you need to, and that's the best you can do. Because, like I said, you can only do as best as you physically can. And if you want to do good, that's your first step. But yeah, good luck to everyone doing their A-levels. They're nearly over, I swear. Someone said, favourite artist at the moment. I've listened to a lot of Somber, I don't know if that's how you say his name. Listening to a lot of him. Listening to a lot of Grace Abrams as usual. A lot of Lorde. I've been listening to Romy Mars's new song a lot. Addison Rae's new song. Love those two girls. I've been really loving pop music at the moment. Whenever it gets nearer to summer, I like pop music rather than like the sad indie girl music that I listen to in the winter. Someone said how to get through a breakup. I'm going through the trenches right now. I feel like every breakup is different, and I don't have the advice for every single breakup ever because I don't know the circumstances, but my main thing I like to say is firstly go no contact. That's the first advice I'd give anyone, is to stop speaking to that certain person and to try and cut yourself out from their life completely. Like I had to block all of my ex-boyfriend's friends and just anything to do with them when I got broken up with, and it was the best thing I did because that person didn't even exist to me in my mind. Obviously they did, but I mean, I wasn't constantly seeing what they were doing because you don't need that. When you're going through a breakup, you don't need to see what they're doing. Another thing is that you just have to know that you will feel better in time. I know that's such a cliche to say, but it's genuinely, genuinely true. The only thing that can really cure a breakup is time, and taking it as an opportunity to like be with yourself and become the best version of yourself you can be. That's how I always see breakups, is a learning opportunity to come out of this better than you were when you were in that relationship. And yeah, definitely no communication. It's the worst thing you can do. I think that's how to prolong a breakup or prolong hurt from a breakup, is to still be talking to that person and still be seeing what that person's doing. You don't need that. You're broken up, they're out of your life. You kind of just have to like have a firm ending, a clean break, and you can start to slowly feel better. But anyway, I hope you're okay. Anyone going through a breakup right now is fucking shit, but it's probably better in the long run. But also to remember that you've broken up for a reason, and that the outcome will probably be better than if you were staying in that relationship. Someone asked, are you planning on doing a master's? You know, I actually don't know. I don't think so. I don't think I could be in education any longer. I think I'm done with education now. I think I'm done with being in the school system and being a student. I will miss uni days though. Just thought about that. I don't know. We'll see. I think it's hard to plan in advance when you're this age. I feel like I just kind of have to take things day by day, year by year, if that makes sense. But I'm definitely not closed off to the idea of it. Someone asked, would you ever move abroad for a while? I think, moving on from that master's question, I think if I weren't to do a master's, I would probably leave the UK for a bit and just see where the wind takes me. I'm currently saving up for that reason only. Like, I am saving up any money I get at the moment, put away for what I'm doing after uni, because it's actually insane to me that in exactly a year's time I'll be graduating. Where has the time gone? Anyway, I can't run from time passing, so yeah, in exactly a year's time I will be graduating, so I kind of have to start having a bit of a plan for what I'm doing if I don't do a master's. And I think that will be just leaving the UK for a bit and going to a few different countries and just seeing the world while I can. I feel like this is the age where I'm really, really keen to just go and live somewhere else, maybe learn a new language and just be away from reality of being an adult for a bit while I still can. I really want to go to Switzerland really, really badly. I really want to go to Australia, New Zealand. I've got so many places, but Switzerland is like on the top of my list at the moment. And Canada again. I loved Canada. I want to go back to Toronto so badly. Thinking about graduating is exciting, and thinking about travelling is really exciting to me. Someone said, what's your favourite scent/smell? Probably the smell of like home, which to me is like the fire being lit, or like rain. Rain on concrete I love. Like, you know, like the smell of like hot rain. Like rain on a hot day, if that makes sense. Love that smell. Someone said recommendations/favourite places in Maine and the East Coast. I want to go so bad. So many. I love my East Coast summers more than anything. I'm really sad that this is probably my last one. Acadia National Park is number 1 on my list. Acadia is like the most beautiful place I've ever been in my life. Kennebunkport is beautiful. All of the like seaside towns in Maine are quite similar, but I really like Kennebunkport. Bar Harbour, which is the town near Acadia, like the town nearest to Acadia, is beautiful. I would love to live in Bar Harbour. If I could live anywhere in America, it would definitely be Maine. It's the most beautiful state. It kind of reminds me of Wales, weirdly. It reminds me of Wales, just with more lakes. On all our days off at camp, we go to so many different little seaside town places that I can't really remember, but Bar Harbour is definitely one that sticks in my brain, because every time we go to Acadia or Bar Harbour in the past 2 summers, I've loved it, and like they've been like my favourite days ever. My favourite memory from Maine is me and Izzy swimming in Acadia like beach, and Izzy can't swim, bless her. Sorry Izzy, airing your business out, but Izzy's not like the strongest swimmer. She can definitely paddle, so we didn't go too far in, and she never like, usually comes swimming with me in America. Like she always just kind of sits, and I always wanted to like come in the water or whatever. Anyway, we went swimming and we were honestly in the water for like an hour, just like jumping over the waves. I really want to do that again this year. Someone asked, would you ever release music? I really want to. I really want to. I feel like maybe by the end of this year, my aim is to get something out on SoundCloud. My problem is with me is I have a big confidence issue with actually writing songs and like writing songs that I think are good. I always just feel like I doubt myself with my songwriting abilities. I haven't really got much songwriting ability, but I definitely want to release something, even if it's just a cover on SoundCloud. I found a video of me singing the other day. I'm going to insert it now. It's of me when I was a kid singing at one of my talent shows. And that video made me so sad, because where did that confidence go? Where did that confident spark of performing go? I used to love performing. It was like genuinely my favourite thing to do, whether that was acting, dancing, singing, anything. I was that kid that like would be annoying at sleepovers and like make you listen to me sing or like dance or whatever. Yeah, I've kind of lost that confidence of performing. I get really embarrassed and flustered when anyone ever asks me to sing. Don't like that, but I definitely want to push myself, because singing is still one of my favourite things to do. I love this question. Someone asked, who's your favourite Desperate Housewives character? Probably Brie or Gabby Solis. Straight off the bat, easy. Someone asked what would be my death row meal. Maybe a spag bowl. I really like spaghetti bolognese. Maybe spaghetti bolognese, for pudding, like a brownie, and then a cup of tea to finish it all off. Someone asked tips for people starting uni in September. I think my biggest advice for people starting uni is to go in with a complete open mind. Uni is one of those places where you meet so many different characters. Like there's so many different people I've met from uni, and like over the past 2 years, just so many personalities and so many lives. It's a really interesting time of life, uni is, and I think to go in with it with an open mind, it's the best thing you can do, because meeting people at uni is such a fun experience, and if you go in with a judgy mindset, it's never going to work. I feel like that's the difference between college and uni. I feel like you got to be a lot more accepting at uni. College is more like a bit more like school, where you may not be friends with someone because they don't fit your vibe or they whatever, but at uni you're kind of forced to be around people like that, and it's really interesting. I've met so many different people of all backgrounds all over the UK, some people from other places of the world with different outlooks of life, different interests, different families, different friends, and it's a really interesting, cool experience. So I think take it as a big learning, eye-opening thing, because it really is. I think that is where I'm going to end today's video, because I have been rambling for a while. Anyway, I hope you're having a great day or night, whatever time it is, where you are, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!